For centuries we have admired the genius of William Shakespeare, but there is a chapter of his life he never spoke about, a chapter hidden in silence and grief, and now for the first time it is being brought to life on screen. The story begins with a child, his only son, Hamnet, born in 1585, a boy full of promise and light. But at just 11 years old, tragedy struck. The child was gone, his name whispered in records, and then vanished from history. Many believe this loss was the seed that grew into one of the greatest plays ever written, Hamlet. But Shakespeare himself never wrote about Hamlet, never spoke of him, never allowed the world to see the grief that lived inside him. And that silence is where this film begins. The trailer for Hamlet opens not with grand stages or kings, but with a family. Quiet moments between husband, wife, and child. Yet in every glance there is a shadow waiting to fall. Paul Mescal steps into Shakespeare not as a legend, but as a man, vulnerable, torn apart by sorrow. Beside him, Jessie Buckley becomes Agnes, the woman we often call Anne Hathaway. But here she is Agnes, fierce, enigmatic, a mother who sees the world with a strange clarity and whose love shapes the story as much as loss does. Behind the camera is Oscar-winning director Chloé Zhao, known for finding poetry in ordinary lives. Now she turns her lens on the most extraordinary writer in history to ask what made him who he was and how art is born from pain. Cinematographer Łukasz Żal paints each frame like a memory, flickering candlelight, long shadows, faces half hidden between hope and despair. And then there are the names behind the film: Steven Spielberg, Sam Mendes, giants of cinema who chose to tell this quiet, haunting story. Their presence alone speaks volumes about how powerful and universal this tale will be. Hamnet will premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival before arriving in theaters Thanksgiving 2025. But it is more than a release date, more than a prestige drama. It is the unraveling of a mystery. What happens when love collides with loss, when silence hides the deepest truth, when a father loses a son and instead of speaking writes words that echo through centuries. This is the hidden story. This is the secret Shakespeare never told. And now the world will finally see Hamnet.